It's Australia's greatest race. The Melbourne Cup has been the heartbeat of the nation through depressions, wars and now a pandemic. It's been a tough 2 years for all of us. But today, at the home of racing here at Flemington, it will once again inspire and entertain. And while there won't be 100,000 people here, a crowd of 10,000 tells the world we are back. And come 3 p.m, the country will stop, stand and cheer as Australian racing's newest Melbourne Cup legend is crowned. Could it be the new superstar of Australian racing, Incentivised, who is looking for 10 wins in a row? And just like champions of previous years, Farlap and Mackay Diva, he will be striving to capture the hearts of the nation. Hello, I'm Michael Felgate. Welcome to Lexus Melbourne Cup Day. This is Katie Price. And Katie, I don't think I've ever seen Flemington look as beautiful.
It looks sensational, doesn't it? And what a privilege it is to be here. As you say, this race and this moment means so much to Melbourne and also the nation. So we've got a perfect spring day here. The sun is out, the roses are blooming, and in a little under 5 hours' time, history awaits for our champion today. We'll have it all covered here on Network 10, the celebrations from across the country. And remember, you don't want to miss a moment of the pre-cup entertainment either, because we'll have Australia's finest in Delta Goodrem performing live for us here at Flemington.
So let's get the party started. This is Lexus Melbourne Cup Day, Australia's great race.
It's Tuesday, and we've come for 2 miles. That mightn't seem far, yet the distance is pure magic. It stretches 160 years, sweeping beyond a track, thundering through the turns of 2 centuries.
You know I'm a dreamer.
And it holds a nation in its every inch. This is a powerful day, at a time in our history when we yearn for connections. Today, they're all around us. They come from the past.
The best players in Australia were engaged.
And they come from the present.
You're viewing or listening.
They connect us all. They tell us who we've been and what we've been through. They tell us who we are and where we're going.
Australia, you're on top of the world.
The Melbourne Cup is not just a horse race. It's the revelation of a nation.
It is a gorgeous day in Melbourne for Cup Day, but it wouldn't be a Cup morning without some drama, and two of today's runners needed to be re-vet tested this morning to determine if they would be fit enough to run in the Lexus Melbourne Cup. For Delphi and jockey Damien Oliver, it is good news. He has been passed fit to run. For Ollie, who is chasing a record-equalling 4th Melbourne Cup today, but for Future Score, unfortunately, he will not take his place in the Cup today, which means we're left with 23 runners in the Melbourne Cup, headlined by number 1, Twilight Payment, the defending champion. Trainer Joseph O'Brien flying in from Ireland overnight to be here today. Incentivised Peter Moody, he trains the short price favourite. Many believe Spanish Mission, though, will be his big danger. One of the great stories is Dennis Pagan, 2-time AFL Premiership winning coach. He's got his first Cup runner with Johnny Get Angry. And the story of Charlie Rose is another great one. Trainer Simon Wild from Warrnambool, his first runner in a Cup. And for a lot of Geelong owners, they will have a nervous day on the lawns of Flemington, and we'll catch up with him throughout the coverage today. But everyone is talking about this horse, Incentivised. From a maiden to the Caulfield Cup, he's won 9 in a row, including 3 Group 1 victories, and the team behind him is just as remarkable. Peter Moody, you'll remember from 10's Cup coverage over the past few years. He took some time out of racing, but he is back. He trained the Great Black Caviar. He's won 56 Group 1s. Today, he gets a chance to win his first Melbourne Cup. Brett Preble, he's already got a Melbourne Cup, Green Moon, in 2012, but he too has been in the wilderness in recent years until he met Incentivised. And that man, Steve Tregay, is the man who bred, owns and reared Incentivised. He also trained him until 3 starts ago. He still has 50% of the horse. It is going to be a very nervous day for Team Incentivised today. None of them would have dreamed they would be here on Cup Day just 7 months ago. This is Incentivised in a Toowoomba maiden getting beaten out of sight. And just like the immortal Farlap, who was unplaced in his first few starts, the resurgence of Incentivised has been remarkable. And have a look at that horse there who is winning it, Golden Goal. He too is running on Melbourne Cup Day in Toowoomba, a non-tab meeting. He hasn't won a race since. It's a different tale for Incentivised. This was his last start win in the Caulfield Cup. It's the most dominant Caulfield Cup win we have seen since Might and Power. Because of that dominance, he was given a 1.5 kilo penalty, meaning he'll carry 57 kilos today. Only 2 horses in 40 years have carried a weight that heavy to win the Melbourne Cup. And if he wins the Cup today, he'll become just the 12th to have done the Cup double. He looks relaxed though. Have a look at him this morning. That's with Catherine Colburn, assistant trainer to Peter Moody. He is gorgeous, isn't he? That is the horse most of Australia have their hopes on. We'll follow his every move right up till 3 o'clock the day of the race. He has been the shortest price favourite since Farlap in the Cup. I wonder if the punters are still coming for Incentivised. Jared Middleton from the tab. Are they still with the favourite or looking for some value?
Morning to you, Michael. They well and truly are still with Incentivised. Now, only 10 horses in Melbourne Cup history have started less than $3. However, he's out to $2.90 now, having been $2.30 post the barrier draw on Saturday evening. Still, though, 25% of all win bets with tab fixed odds are for Incentivised in this big field. Spanish Mission on the second line is the best back to beat the favourite. Now, Very Elegant has been 18 into 17, seeing some good money coming for the Australian Horse of the Year. And the only thing now is with Future Score coming out, it moves to barrier 18, the only barrier not to produce a Melbourne Cup winner. Delphi, with Damien Oliver looking for a 4th Cup, has been 34 to 18 since the draw. And I saw a bet yesterday of $23,000 at $8 on the chosen one to place. Now, a big race deserves a big first full pull. And for the Lexus Melbourne Cup, it's projected to reach $7.5 million for S-Tab customers. Still plenty of time to finalise your numbers. A great bet to have with friends as well. And please, gamble responsibly.
Good on you, Jared. It's going to be fascinating to see what price Incentivised may get to by the time they run the Cup at 3 o'clock today. So good to be joined by the legends of Channel 10's Melbourne Cup coverage. Melbourne Cup winning jockey Michelle Payne, who is in the Prince of Penzance ring today. How are you, Michelle?
Good, thanks, Michael. It's great to be here.
It certainly is. And David Gately, who was tipping up a storm on Derby Day as well. Gately, are you confident today?
Oh, very much so. It's one of the toughest days generally as a punter, but I think we're on top of it.
Hey, Michelle, take us into the inner sanctum from the jockey's perspective on Cup morning. We've got a record 9 jockeys having their first ride ride in the Melbourne Cup today, what will be going through their mind right now?
They'll just have that sense of excitement. You know, it's what we train for, it's what we aim towards, and there'll just be that buzz going through your body. They'll be out walking the track, being focused, in the zone. That's the main thing. You don't want to treat it like any other race, but it's hard not to. You've just got to keep in the moment as much as you can. So they'll be ready, they'll be pumped.
All right. Well, when you speak of in the zone, Gator, look at the three legends behind us who could equal the record for the most number of wins in the Melbourne Cup. They all have 3 Melbourne Cup victories. Ollie, who we know is a superstar, is on Delphi today. Karen McAvoy is on Grand Promenade, and Glenn Boss rides Sir Lucan for Gay Waterhouse, who we'll chat to a little later, and also Adrian Bott having his first run in Australia. Of the 3 legends, who do you think has the best chance of winning a 4th Melbourne Cup?
Well, I think Damien Oliver on Delphi. I can forgive that run last time. And he's probably the one with, his hand up to some extent. But it's that sort of race, isn't it? You take out the favourite and you can make a case for probably 12 or 13 runners. So if they can get him beaten, I think it's anyone's race.
And these legends, Michelle, you rode against them so many times. You beat them in the Melbourne Cup. What is it about them that makes them the elite?
I think they're just the most ultimate professionals that you can have. Kieran McAvoy is my brother-in-law, so I grew up watching him, and he just, he's so dedicated to what he does. All he does is focus on his job and nothing else. And it's a true testament to him and to Damien Oliver, who you couldn't get a more competitive rider to ride against. And the same with Glenn Boss. They're all different in their own way of riding and their techniques, but they all seem to make it work.
Yeah, we'll be watching them very closely in the build-up to the Cup today. Unfortunately, one member of the team can't be here, and that is Francesca Kamani, but she will be joining us from the UK for plenty of crosses throughout the day.
Hey everyone, I cannot believe it's been 15 years since I came to my very first Melbourne Cup. I mean, the day absolutely blew me away. It's like nothing I'd ever experienced before. And as a result, I had to keep coming back. That was until last year when I wasn't able to, and then this year again. I am truly gutted. I wish I was there. It's my most favourite day of the year, and I cannot wait to see who wins this year's Melbourne Cup, even just to be in the parade ring with all of those beautiful horses. Anyway, you'll have to enjoy it for me. I am in a horsey environment, unsurprisingly. I will, however, be getting changed, a bit more makeup on, tidy the hair, and I'll be seeing you very soon.
Can't wait to get Cheska's thoughts, especially on the internationals today as well. But for all of you sitting at home right around Australia, we need you to get involved. It is the Giddy Up official Melbourne Cup Carnival sweep. Get your entries in before 1 o'clock today. It's free to enter, and there is $80,000 in prize money. Just visit 10play.com.au to get involved in the Giddy Up Melbourne Cup sweep. Talking of stars, what about Delta Goodrum? She will be the special entertainment act a little later today. She'll be singing live here at Flemington in the build-up to the Lexus Melbourne Cup. We can't wait to see the iconic Delta Goodrum in action. When we speak of icons, look who else is joining the party today.
And his mum, Corrine.
We're here for our forever dog. We're looking to adopt.
They're not just looking for a dog.
It's a bit boring sometimes at home because I don't have a brother or sister.
They're completing a family.
I would really like a brother.
Are you ready to go, Rocco? Yeah? Okay.
Which dog?
A dog will mean the world to Rocco.
Will change their lives forever.
He embraces the world with open arms, and I just can't wait to put a little puppy or a dog in those open arms.
The most heartwarming episode yet. The Doghouse Australia, tonight on 10 and 10 Play On Demand.
They're great real estate agents. They're incredibly authentic. They're highly skilled at what they do. These are local guys that are passionate about the community. They support the community.
At Ladbrokes, our aim is to make racing even more exciting. Introducing our new Chief Entertainment Officer,
Mike Iceberg.
I'm here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action!
That's not safe.
Let's Ladbroke the Riders.
Ladbroke the winners.
Let's Ladbroke the
I am the winding road through reawakened lands, where bliss isn't felt but unapologetically lived. I am one man's treasure and another's fuel, a buffet of rewards reaped and decadence served. I am the kiss of crisp country air and warm touch of comfort, a tranquil place of natural abundance, where solace calls and discovery follows. I am volcanic lakes and plains.
This is the Bet365 Odds Drift Protector. For example, if you place a fixed win bet before the race at a price of $2.50 and the price drifts to $4 at the jump, Bet365 will give you the bigger price. Every race, every day. We're the world's favorite betting company for many reasons. Horse racing is just one of them.
Gamble responsibly.
This is Grant, and this is Grant too. Yep, Double the Grant is back for first-home buyers. There's a whopping $20,000 in grants on offer right now. Search Home Solution by Metricon.
Don't want to leave anymore. Want to build a home of love and light with you. I want to build a home.
Oh yeah, that's the one. Right there. Nothing beats my weekly massage. And I placed all my bets.
If your horse doesn't win but runs top 10 in races 1 and 2 at Flemington, get your money back in bonus. Plus, run top 4 in the Melbourne Cup and get your money back in bonus.
Thank you, ladies.
Why the big Aristotle?
Because I'm big and I'm a philosophizer.
Is that a word?
Yes, it is.
PointsBet. They're great real estate agents. They're incredibly authentic. They're highly skilled at what they do. These are local guys that are passionate about the community. They support the community.
Greetings and welcome to Lexus Melbourne Cup Day. The Victoria Racing Club acknowledges the Wurundjeri people, the traditional owners of the land on which we meet, and pay our respects to their elders past, present and emerging. We now introduce Wurundjeri Elder Uncle Colin Hunter Jr. for the Welcome to Country.
I'd like to start off by acknowledging that today we are meeting on the lands of my ancestors, the Wurundjeri people, and I'd like to take this opportunity to pay my respects to my elders, both past, present and emerging, elders from all nations, but I particularly want to pay my respects to everyone gathered this afternoon. Wominjeka welcome. Wurundjeri Balik, Yemen Kondi Bik. The Wurundjeri people welcome everyone to land today. Wurundjeri no Bunambo Kondi Nagnak Dubunam Bik Bolik Bo Tilikan. The Wurundjeri people want to look after and protect the land as they did long before. Wurundjeri country extends from the inner city of Melbourne. It goes across the mountains of the Great Dividing Range, west to the Werribee River, south to the Mordialloc Creek and east to Mount Baw Baw. And the Wurundjeri people are part of the Kulin Nation and of the Wadwurrung language group. Hello, my name is Colin Hunter Jr. or Woolert, meaning possum. A name given to me by my grandmother as a young boy. I'm a proud and passionate 7th generation Wurundjeri man and a direct descendant of Bibbidjin, who was Nullangeta or head of the tribe at time at first settlement. And it's through my grandmother, Gumbriar, meaning white dove, or only tiny, or Nanoshaw is known to us mob, that I got Aboriginal culture and heritage in my life today, so for that I say thanks, Nan. My grandmother was one of the last of the Aboriginal people born in the early 1920s up at Corranderk Mission in Healesville, before she got pushed up the Barham on the river in New South Wales. In Aboriginal culture, a great deal of respect is given to the land, the plants and animals alike. And while you're on Wurundjeri country, you're most welcome to the traditional lands and the waterways of the Wurundjeri people. So Wominjeka, enjoy the day. Thank you.
And we do thank the traditional owners for having us here today to a place that is so special to so many of us. Of course, it is all about this golden beauty, the 2021 Lexus Melbourne Cup. Isn't she looking sensational? But we've got an amazing day of racing on the card as well. 10 big races. It's always a test for the punters, this one. Tricky form lines, big fields. So hopefully we can find a winner. In race 3, we've got the Sub-Zero handicap, or the Greys race. So that's moved from Oaks Day to today, the Cup Day. And race 6 is a sprint for the 3-year-olds. One of the best races on the program today. But of course, it is all about race 7. That's when we hit the Lexus Melbourne Cup, and can't we wait for that? Well, let's see how things are standing in the Jockeys Premiership after the first day, Derby Day. No surprise to see James McDonald up there, a long way out in front with 4 winners on Derby Day. Damien Oliver 6 off the pace, while Derby winner John Allen is not too far behind them. As for the trainers, it's a little tighter. James Cummings at the top of the leaderboard on 12. Chris Waller just 2 back, and Kieran Maher and Dave Eustace do have a big hand, so keep a watch on them. Well, it is all happening. It's been a bright and early start for our trainers and strappers, and also for our own Georgie Tunney, who joins us from the stalls area. Georgie, looking absolutely sensational. Tell me, have you found the Cup winner yet?
Yes, good morning, Katie. I think I'm putting the bright and early start that we all had today, and it's so wonderful to be here in the stalls once again for Lexus Melbourne Cup. There's a few horses behind me. There's a whole lot of chatter around, I have to say, and that's coming from a lot of the 2-year-olds who are a little bit nervous heading into the first race because it is the first time that they will be racing. Huge day ahead. We'll be chatting to the key trainers, Dennis Pagan, Peter Moody, the man of the moment, and also Kieran Maher, which is important, Katie, because I've got some questions for him, because my tips, Explosive Jack and Floating Artist, both his horses. So we'll see how they're faring when we get a chat to him a little bit later on.
Oh, it's a massive day for everyone down there. Thanks so much, Georgie. We'll catch up with you throughout the day. Well, not too far away from Georgie is down the straight of Flemington, our fashion hub. It's a stone's throw from the stalls area. It's where all the celebs are rolling throughout the day. And it's also where we find our style gurus in Rob Mills and Kate Freeburn, who'll be chatting to all of them. Now, guys, Millsy, welcome. I hear that Kate has you well covered in the tipping stakes. She's tipped 3 winners on Derby Day. I would ask for your Cup tip, but let's be honest, it's not going to count for much, is it?
Thanks. Yeah, the shots fired early here. Thanks very much, Katie. Look, you shouldn't also be sledging too hard, because I've checked the leaderboard here for our giddy up here for Channel 10 for the broadcasters, and Kate's on top. You're at the very bottom. I'm actually coming second, so I'm beating Winks Gator and Falgate and yourself.
I should have done my research beforehand, it sounds like.
Well, Katie, I've got the advice for you. It's proof that you can purely choose your horse based on the name.
All right. Well, I'll just make my run late. It's all good, guys. I'll come home strong. Don't worry.
I hope so. We're having a great time down here. We are talking all things fashion and entertainment, but also horse racing, because now we are extremely good tippers. You've tipped some very good things today. The weather. Kate, you are the Channel 10 weather presenter. Thank you so much for turning it on. You know the weather gods.
It is perfect out there. Spectacular, warm, sunny. It's actually Melbourne's warmest day in 6 months. So there's a real vibe out there. It's good to see the crowd building. They're enjoying it. They're dressed up for the first time in such a long time. So it's a lot of fun already.
Would you say it's the race that stops the nation, but I think it's also the race that restarts Victoria today, or restarts Melbourne. It's so good to see so many punters out there. And now we have a great show. Kate and I, we've got some great guests coming up on the show today, including Melissa Leong from MasterChef. We've got Katrina Milosevic, who's going to be talking all things spreadsheet, which is on Paramount Plus, which is a great show. The Cheap Seats, Tim McDonald, a very funny man. And, of course, Melissa will be judging the Emerging Designer Award. And we've got the Millinery Award later on this afternoon.
And also very exciting, this week we're featuring all of the finalists for Maya Fashions on Your Front Lawn in the menswear and the women's wear categories. So, Rob, should we kick it off with South Australia?
I think we should, but I just want to know, do they look as good as us?
I have always had horses throughout my whole life. My parents had horses, my grandparents had horses. I'm Jamie Bruggeman, and I'm the Maya Fashions on Your Front Lawn South Australian finalist, and I live in Woodchester.
To enter a competition where I have to be fully clothed is really unlike me, because everybody knows me as just somebody who's gonna take my shirt off and play basketball. I'm Jake Rios, the Maya Fashion on Your Front Lawn state finalist from South Australia, and I live in Adelaide. I'm from Bozeman, Montana, and I came out here in 2013 for basketball.
I think I've probably entered 50 competitions at least. I was lucky enough actually when I turned 18 to win the Maya competition for South Australia.
This is my normal getup that I would probably wear out, so in terms of the fashions on the field style, I don't know anything about it.
I had a lovely dressmaker in Adelaide design and make the dress for me. When I purchased the hat, I was really drawn to all the tulle work and the rainbow colours and the swirls in the quill. I found the bag a couple of years ago and it all worked really well together.
I would say the favourite piece would have to be the hat, actually. I think it's a cool hat. This was another opportunity to say yes to something new, and yeah, it'd just be a lot of fun to win something like this.
I think anyone that does fashions at the races once or 100 times, this is the dream to win this competition.
Okay, just keep your head down.
Yes, Paige.
Feet shoulder width, that's your best bet.
Did you say bet?
Now just grip it and rip it.
A 350-yard bomb. And I just got all my bets on.
If your horse doesn't win but runs top 10 in races 1 and 2 at Flemington, get your money back in bonus. Plus, run top 4 in the Melbourne Cup and get your money back in bonus.
You should see when I use two hands.
PointsBet.
Have you been injured at work? In a factory? On a farm? In a retail store? In an office? Madden's Lawyers. Voted one of Victoria's leading work injury compensation firms. You deserve the best.
I am the winding road through reawakened lands, where bliss isn't felt but unapologetically lived. I am one man's treasure and another's fuel, a buffet of rewards reaped and decadence served. I am the kiss of crisp country air and warm touch of comfort, a tranquil place of natural abundance, where solace calls and discovery follows. I am volcanic lakes and plains.
At Bet365, our members come first. With our Top Tote Plus, you'll get great value on your exotics. If your Quinella, Trifecta, First Four, or Quaddy is a winner, you'll get the best payout across all 3 national totes on all Metro meetings this Saturday. Bet365, the world's favourite online betting company. Gamble responsibly.
They're great real estate agents. They're incredibly authentic. They're highly skilled at what they do. These are local guys that are passionate about the community. They support the community.
At Ladbrokes, our aim is to make racing even more exciting. Introducing our new Chief Entertainment Officer,
Mike Iceberg.
I am here to show you all how to Ladbroke it. Let's Ladbroke the action!
That's not safe.
Let's Ladbroke the riders. Ladbroke the winners! Let's Ladbroke the
30 years in any job is a lifetime for most. Try 30 years when your office chair is a 500-kilo thoroughbred travelling at 60 k's an hour. From a racing family, this is all Damien Oliver knows and loves. But with longevity comes a fair dose of pain and tragedy, along with triumph.
Preferred it on the outside. Oh, he's done it again.
The success is jaw-dropping. If he's not the ghost,
Well, I suppose it's a good title to have. You must be doing something right.
it's rarefied air. And here at headquarters, fabulous Flemington, he's won 3 Melbourne Cups. Doremus in 1995.
Doremus for Damien Oliver. He's got them covered, I think. Doremus is going to win the Melbourne Cup for Damien Oliver.
Fiorente in 2013.
Fiorente and Red Canoe. Fiorente by a neck. Oliver's lifting him. And Fiorente won the Melbourne Cup again.
And the one they made a movie about, Media Puzzle in 2002.
Damien Oliver sends Media Puzzle to the lead ahead of Vinnie Rowe, but Damien Oliver riding with the spirit of Jason. Media Puzzle, Damien and Dermot have done it.
Triumph following
tragedy. Just a week prior, Damien's brother Jason died in a race fall, just as his dad did when Ollie was just 3.
It will be the most emotion-charged Melbourne Cup reception in history.
Australia and the world with you. Yeah, Melbourne Cups don't mean a thing to me anymore. I'd give it back right now to have my brother back. So tragic to lose someone in the family so young. Never take anything for granted.
There are other layers to this story too. A lengthy suspension for betting on a rival horse. A broken spine in 1996. Resilient might be the best way.
Easy to see why he is an absolute freak of his sport, Damien Oliver. And in that story, it mentioned Jason, his brother, who he sadly lost. It was the 19th anniversary on Friday, the day before Derby Day, and the day before Damien Oliver put on a clinic here. Michelle Payne, a Group 1 winning, Melbourne Cup winning jockey. We spoke about Ollie briefly before. Age shall not weary. If he can win the Cup today, he's the oldest jockey. He's already the most successful over Melbourne Cup week. And what we saw on Saturday was 2 of his best Melbourne Group 1 rides we've seen.
Phenomenal. His ride on Colette and then Superstar were just both unbelievable. Like, he threaded his way through. The thing with Ollie is he's so competitive. He doesn't give an inch. If anything, he probably takes one if he can. Yeah. But yeah, it's incredible. He's 48 years old. He's been riding for over 30 years. To keep yourself in the shape to ride competitively for that long, and because it's hard on your body, and you just see him here lifting Superstorm over the line. He is just an incredible athlete.
And on Saturday, we got to see 2 of the best going head-to-head. Damien Oliver, who has held the mantle as the best jockey in Australia for so long, and James McDonald, who many believe will take over that mantle in years to come. He had 4 winners, Gator, on Derby Day. This was simply stunning in the Coolmore, and he's on very elegant, chasing his first Melbourne Cup today after being placed twice in the Great Race.
Yeah, and a couple of narrow seconds on Saturday too, so one of these days he might ride the card on Derby Day and do a Frankie, but look, he's obviously exceptional, and you've touched on through the air apparent. I think he certainly has that seat on the table alongside.
It's going to be fascinating to see how the 2 big guns go today after riding so well on Derby Day. Another man who rode well on Derby Day, not in the races, but on his trusty steed, is Group 1 winning jockey James Winks. And Winks, you've ridden in 5 Melbourne Cups. It's a little bit more relaxed for you this morning. How are you?
Yeah, good morning, Michael. It's definitely more relaxed and a little bit hot, but look, the track's pulled up in unbelievable condition. I spoke to Liam O'Keefe this morning, and he put 30 mil on since Saturday, and then he was up to with the Crows this morning. He had 13 mil up until 3:30 this morning. So the track's in the good 4. It's a soft 5 range, which is perfect. Look, getting a little bit windy, so it's naturally going to get to a good 3 at some stage, but hopefully not till later in the day.
Good on you, James. And Sam, your trusty steed, look forward to crossing to you throughout the day before the race, getting that insight and analysis, and also post-race when we get to hear from the jockeys as well.
Fiorente just in front of Red Canoe, who's coming back. Fiorente by a neck. Oliver's lifting him, and Fiorente won the Melbourne.
Well, the First Lady of Racing is now the Melbourne Cup winning trainer. That puts the crown on her amazing career.
The Queen of Australian racing, Gay Waterhouse, has her first.
I think it's great. It's a dream come true, isn't it?
What about Gay Waterhouse? Gay, how good to have you here, and how good to have crowds back on course for Melbourne Cup Day.
Lovely. It's really lovely. And the day is gorgeous, and the flowers look fantastic, and everyone's in a joyous mood. Even if we are limited in numbers, it really is. It's got a feel about it. It's really lovely to be here.
Gay, we missed you last year. You weren't able to come down. I must say, it feels like the world's getting back to normal when we have you here at Flemington. This is a special carnival to you, isn't it? It must bring back some beautiful memories from your days with Fiorente.
It does, it really does, and I love it. I love the whole atmosphere of the Cup. I love the race course. It's one of the greatest race courses in the world. It gives space. There's that lovely horse. There he is, Fiorente.
Does he bring a smile to your face every time you see him?
Yes, it does. It certainly does. And when I see his progeny, I'm having trouble with this hat here. I haven't worn one for so long. But when I see his progeny win, I get a real kick out of it.
2013, that was the day that he won Fiorente. But the year before, he came out here a little bit like Sir Lucan. He had his first run in the Melbourne Cup and he ran so close running second. And if we go back even further, you've had placings in the Melbourne Cup back in the 90s as well. What does our greatest race mean to you, Gay?
It means a lot to me. I like very much being here. I love having a runner in the Cup, and one or two of my owners have been on that trip with me over 20 years or so, and they say, you always come up trumps, you always are able to give us a Cup runner. They can't always win the Cup, but it's nice to have a runner in this great race. It really is.
Sir Lucan's an intriguing runner, Gay, because we haven't seen him out here in Australia. He's having his first Australian run. He's the little brother of the Cox Plate winner last year, Sir Dragonet, and you've got the boss man on board, a man who knows how to win a Melbourne Cup. What's your impressions of Sir Lucan been since he's come to Australia?
He's done very well, Michael. He's picked up really well in condition. He's become more relaxed. He was quite toey and nervy. He's eating better. He's stronger. And I think he'll run a super race. Glenn rides him at 51. His true weight is 50. But we thought we'd better have the expertise of the boss.
Gay, you've been out to Werribee a few times to visit him. What are you looking for in the lead up to this great race to know that he's right to go, he's ready to run a good race?
I want him to get into a pattern, a rhythm. Okay, I want him to be able to relax early and find the line. I want him to be eating well. I want him not to get fizzed when you walk in the box. He says, hey, man, you know, this is what it's all about. And I think today we have got hey, man. I think it's what it's all about. You know?
You've also got Knight's Order in the race, but everyone's been talking about the favourite Incentivise. What have you made of his meteoric rise in racing?
He certainly has, and he's probably the shortest ride. What do they say? The shortest price favourite since Far Lap. Quite an effort. And my husband, who's a bookmaker, Rob, said to me this morning, Dad said to me, if there's something that's short price favourite and the rest of the field are 10-1, don't lay them. And Rob said, I'm stupid enough, I've laid it.
Gay, we love having you back in Melbourne. It is so good. It wouldn't be a Melbourne Cup carnival. We missed you so much last year. Best of luck trying to win your second Melbourne Cup today.
Thank you so much. Thanks, everyone.
Gay Waterhouse, without doubt, the First Lady of racing. And Gator, I know you give Sir Lucan a sneaky chance today. He's one of the X factors in today's Melbourne Cup.
Yeah, no doubt. He brings in the right profile, doesn't he, of recent times, that Northern Hemisphere 3-year-old. So it's exciting and, of course, so great to have Gay Waterhouse back on course and other humans as well. It's looking forward to the big race, of course. I'm about to be joined by Corey Brown, of course, two-time winner of the Lexus Melbourne Cup. And, Corey, thanks so much for your time. Wowee, that's a decent beast you got alongside you there.
Definitely a Group 1 winner here, mate.
So just tell us about the electrifying experience of winning the Lexus Melbourne Cup.
Oh, it was unreal, both times. Probably more so special the second time round when I had the whole family there to enjoy it with me, but a big relief the first time after running such a close second in the Lexus Melbourne Cup on Bower. So, yeah, it was good to get them both over the line.
Yeah, and with your first winner, you had obviously shocking covered a bit of ground and rekindling here with gaps behind. What do you do going into a meeting like the Melbourne Cup? How is it different to your Garden Variety Flemington meeting?
It was very different this morning, the preparation. I know that. I got that breakfast and a coffee. So, yeah, it's very, very different. But, I mean, obviously, you prepare for this week for the whole year. You put your game face on, you get your weight down to where it needs to be, and you just focus up. So, yeah, it's a very special week. We saw a vision there of rekindling, of course, winning so well, but your first win in 2009 was shocking. You didn't have a very peaceful run that day. You covered a lot of ground. What are you thinking during a run when you know you're not having perhaps the ideal run in transit? I was obviously very disappointed. I didn't draw the best of barriers, but lucky for me that year that the race was run very, very slowly. So I was one of the only horses that actually got a comfortable rhythm, got him breathing right, and yeah, the rest is history. But didn't get the best of runs, but it didn't matter.
Mate, thanks so much for being with us on the coverage today, and I'm loving that car. I've just got the driveway clear if you want to drive it up my way too, but thanks so much for your time today, Corey.
Cheers, guys, and best of luck.
There he is, Corey Brown, two-time winning rider, of course, of the Lexus Melbourne Cup. The race coming up at 3 p.m. today, Katie. And I've got my keys there ready for that car if they want to drive it my way.
I'm lining up too, don't you worry about that, Gator. What a superstar he is, Corey Brown. Those 2 Melbourne Cups. And let's not forget Bauer in 2008, how close he came. From one superstar to the next. Next, we sit down with the one and only Delta Goodrum.
So I had 3 wins on Derby Day, but Rob, none from 2.
Yeah, you were hot, and now you're not. But yeah, speaking of hot, we have one of the hottest guests in the country right now, VRC Melbourne Cup Carnival Ambassador. It is Delta Goodrum. Welcome to the studio.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
You look fabulous.
Thank you. So do you both. It's beautiful. Glorious day. The weather is shining.
Melbourne's back.
It's back.
Yes.
It's alive.
Delta, you're a VRC ambassador. Big history with Melbourne Cup Day as well. Last year performed, but had to be in Sydney because of COVID. Must feel good to be back at Flemington.
It's so beautiful. I can't describe it. It's quite spectacular. You know, the fact that last year we got to perform on the rooftop and we brought as many flowers as we possibly could. But there's nothing like the 16,000 roses that are here and the energy of everybody coming together. It takes so much, such a huge team for everyone to bring this marvellous event to the entire world.
And it looks fantastic.
You
And
know.
speaking of a team, you've got a bit of a team you've had to put together for this tour that you've had to put on and then put off and then put on, put off. Bridge Over Troubled Dreams. The tour is happening. It kicks off in Brisbane in March, I believe.
It does, yes. You know, like everybody, we're all moving and pivoting, but we did get moved to March next year. But it just means that the tour will be even bigger and better than I hopefully could have even dreamed. So I think it gives me that extra time to be able to come up with what the creative looks like. And you know, the show should be a celebration again. It should be you leave everything that's happened at the door, you hear the songs that have been a part of your soundtrack to your lives, and then bring in the new ones that make it like a new era.
Well, this was your soundtrack of your lockdown, really, wasn't it? There's a lot of
Yes.
positive affirmation songs, a lot of reflection. Dear Elton, I really love, but there's a lot of positive affirmation kind of songs. I think this is the album that people need to hear right now.
Well, the album was it was going into sort of all those parts of starting again. You know, there was a real reset. So I think that the fact that sort of so many people went through that, like the song Paralyzed or Dear Elton or Solid Gold, but to today's performance, today we've got that sort of hopeful strength and that grit in some of the songs that I've chosen for the performance.
What did you get up to during lockdown?
I mean, I was coming up with tour. A lot of the time I sort of spent some time being creative, and we had our bunker down sessions every Thursday. I would go live and sing whatever songs everyone wanted. Lots of songs I didn't know. I just learned as I went.
Yeah, I've got a rule with karaoke, right? You can't, as a singer, you can't do something that you've already sung before. That's the rule for all singers out there. Yeah, karaoke.
So
what was the weirdest kind of song that you sang, like weirdest request that you got?
I mean, we did different themes every week. So we did Rock Week, we did Disney Week, we did. So I just really went with the flow. There was actually one week we wrote songs in the moment, so people would sort of share things, and I would just make up a song on the spot and write it and share the process of, that kind of side.
Well, hopefully people will get to see a bit, maybe a Facebook Live again, maybe some Christmas stuff, because you got some new Christmas songs, the new Christmas album.
I do. Christmas is always... Now, last year I kind of came from that place of, look, we'd had such a tough year last year, and I was like, I just want to bring love and light through music. That's all I ever want to do. And so I decided, that's it. I love Christmas. I've skipped the rest of the year. I'm going to Christmas, and I made this album this year. We did the deluxe edition, so
that's awesome.
Ready to sing along with everybody at Christmas.
Hey, good luck with the tour. You said bringing love and light.
Yep.
Nat Hunter is with someone right now who's brought love and light to a lot of Melbourne supporters out there. Over to you, Nat.
We're wandering down here trackside, and who should I bump into but the man they call the track himself, Christian Petrarca, Norm Smith medalist and Melbourne Premiership player, of course. Christian, how good is it to be here at Flemington?
It's amazing. It's such a breath of fresh air seeing so many people out and about. Melbourne people have been starved of this for a long time. So to see everyone out and about with a smile on their face, dressing up, having a beer, having a good time, it's awesome. And Melbourne weather, it's turned on for a good day.
Certainly has. It's absolutely beautiful out here. Now you look $1 million today. Have you got any fashion tips for the men heading out to the track?
No fashion tips for the guys. It's pretty simple for us. Just have a shower, put a suit on, and away we go. But maybe if you've got a partner or someone that you're going with, just sort of matching with them. So my partner's wearing pink, so I'm just got a little bit of pink in me.
Love it. You've got the touch of pink. It looks beautiful. Okay, what about a cup tip?
Oh, I'm not a betting man, but obviously Incentivise is the favourite. But I think Grand Promenade is an outside favourite, so we'll see how we go. Yeah.
Go Grand Promenade. Good luck for the pre-season.
Thank you very much.
Oh, what a superstar he is, Christian Petrarca, the Norm Smith medalist in the Demons drought-breaking premiership win this year. And have a look at the crowds enjoying themselves on the lawn. We've got 10,000 lucky crowd members here today for Cup Day. We'll also have 10,000 on Oaks Day and on Stakes Day as well. For those of you watching at home, you need to be involved as well. Get involved in the Giddy Up Sweep. It shuts very soon, 1 o'clock. You need to be